Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another video. So this is going to be the round 3 feature match for the 12th edition of my online Discord tournament, and this one is going to be between Half Miss on Pure Machina versus Utopic King on Speedroid. So we got some pretty cool decks here, both of them actually getting new support very recently. Burst Destiny gave this deck a Machina Rune Force, a Machina Rune Force. I actually have realized that I'm pronouncing this deck wrong the entire time, so I have to kind of correct my habits there, but it's pronounced Machina, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, they're machines. But anyways, yeah, they got Burst of Destiny support, and then this deck, obviously, from Synchro got a whole new wave of support as well. So we will get to see these two decks in action right here. Also, if you want to play in any future iterations of this tournament, you can go ahead and find the link to my Discord server in the description box below, as usual. But let's not waste any more time and get started with this match here without any further ado. So we do see the Machina deck winning the RPS here, and they're going to be choosing to go first. And their opening hand going first is going to be Crossout Designator, Overdrive, Prosperity, Trap Trick, and Imperm. So you can see it's like a more control-oriented list. There's a lot of hand traps and traps in here. No engine cards as of yet, but Prosperity helps dig for those, of course. And you will see with this game just how far one engine card can actually take this deck. I'm not entirely certain of the game plan. I haven't watched too much of this deck, apart from Happus's replays. I just know that it's very grindy. There's a lot of resource advantage generation, kind of similar to Earth Machine, but in a bit of a different way, obviously. But yeah, this is pretty cool. There's a lot of synergy with the Citadel and Rune Force, because you can wipe your opponent's board and get a lot of monsters back, which is nice. So this hand looks pretty solid. Of course, Prosperity, given the fact that Prosperity hits something. And then the Speedroid opening hand going second is going to be Double Small World, Takatomborg, Duplicate, and the Card Turbo. So Duplicate's one of the newer cards. It's a compulsory on the field, and in the graveyard it's an extender, as well as level modulation. So quite a solid card. Pretty cool to see these decks in action. So gonna start things off with a Prosperity that's gonna go and banish 6, and then we're gonna go ahead and look at these. So off the top, they're gonna go and pick up a copy of the Redeployment. Very solid card, of course. And let's go ahead and take a look at what they banished as well, because there's some interesting choices in this extra deck. So we see Gear Gigant X, which is a bit of a throwback, Platinum Gadget, Barricade Board Blocker, the Party Boat, and then 2 copies of Zeus. I'm pretty sure the Gear Gigant is a 3 of, and I don't know if they're on 3 Zeus, but would be not too surprising, to be honest. There's a lot of space in this extra deck. From here, they're going to go for Redeployment, pitching Imperm to add a copy of... I have no idea how to pronounce this card. It's not a real word, I don't think, but Unclasper, I think? I have no idea. But also a copy of Gear Frame. So they're going to go ahead and trigger the Unclasper effect to special summon it, and then they're going to activate the effect to go ahead and send one. So they're going to send Machina Citadel. I need to get used to that. They're going to go ahead and send Citadel here. Then they're going to go ahead and normal summon Gear Frame. That's going to add a copy of your Radiator. And then from here, they're going to overlay these two into Gear Gigant X, and then they're going to activate the effect to search a copy of Possessed. And then they're going to pitch the Possessed for Irradiator to summon itself, and then the effect on field lets you target a machine monster you control. You special summon it from your grave a different machine monster name with a lower level, and then you destroy the targeted monster. So it can target itself to bring back the Possessed, and then on summon, it gets to bring back another one from grave, so it's going to bring back the Unclasper. These cards look very similar to me. I don't know if it's just me, but the color scheme is pretty similar. But anyways, they're going to go ahead and also trigger the Citadel, since the Irradiator was destroyed by its own effect. They're then going to overlay for another copy of Gear Gigant X, and that's going to grab a copy of Scrap Recycler this time. They're then going to link these two off into a copy of Platinum Gadget, and then they're going to trigger the effect of Gadget to summon out the Recycler, and then Recycler to go ahead and send a copy of Rune Force. And then they're going to banish 3 to bring back the Rune Force, and then they're going to set 2 and pass. So right now they have Trap Trick, they have Overdrive, and they have Citadel to board wipe, and then this to bring back a bunch of resources, which is very solid. So yeah, that is a pretty good turn 1 setup. They're going to draw Ash for turn, a little bit late on that one. But it is good fodder for the Small World, so they're going to go ahead and reveal that and Droll, since they're both 0 attack, and then they're going to add from deck to hand. I believe that was a Terratop. And then they're going to banish those. And then from here, it's Earth Machine versus Wind Machine. Going to go for Terratop, and then special summon from hand, search a copy of Marble Machine, and then they're going to special summon from hand this copy of Takatomborg. From here, they're going to activate the Takatomborg to go into Red Eye Dice and then modulate Terratop to level 2. And then they're going to synchro into the Cork Blaster. This is one of the newer cards, so it basically is like kind of like a soul charge. So it can bring back the materials that were used for its synchro summoned if all the materials were Speedroids, which of course they were. So bringing back the Terratop as well as the Red Eye Dice, they're going to go ahead and modulate to make Terratop level 4. Here they're going to activate the Citadel. That's going to go and pop the Ruin Force to wipe the board. And then they're going to activate Ruin Force's effect to bring back. So they're going to bring back the Spare. I'm just going to call it Spare because it's a lot easier for me. And then Possessorage as well. So they get to trigger both of these effects here. They get to summon and they get to dump one. So Possessorage going to bring back Irradiator, and then they're going to send a Fortress off of the Spare. And then they're going to normal summon the effect, or normal summon and activate the effect of Marble Machine. That's going to go and grab another search. So they're going to grab Rubber Band Plane. This one I actually have to read. I don't think it's like brand new, but I have to read this one. Oops, I clicked fast forward. Whoa. Okay, so if a monster is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you lock it to wins. And then if this is normal special summoned, you can target a face the monster in the field at least a 600. Okay, so it is an extender. So what they did there was they special summoned out Card Turbo, and then they synchroed for the Hagoida, and then they're going to go ahead and bring out the Rubber Band Plane. And then from here, they're going to activate the effect to make Gadget lose 600. And then they're going to change Trap Trick in response. So that's going to go and banish a copy of Imperm to set another Imperm from deck. This is the last copy because they pitched one for the redeployment. And they're just going to admit defeat right here. All right. So now we're going to move into game 2. I actually didn't expect the game to end like that, but I guess there's not really too much more extension past the Imperm. Plus, there was still Overdrive set as extension. So Speedroids are going to go first in game number 2 here, and their opening hand is going to be Party Horn Kid, Takatomborg, Call by the Grave, Marble Machine, and Imperial Order. So hand looks really strong. Starter, extender, another extender, and then a lot of defense as well. And then the machine hand going second is going to be Double Urgent Schedule, Redeployment, Nibiru, and Veiler. So 2 hand traps, which is good, but the rest of the hand just loses to order. So they're going to go ahead and normal summon the Marble Machine. That's going to go and search for Rubber Band Plane. I don't know if you want to draw the Party Horn Kid. I know it's mostly a one-of in a lot of builds, but we'll see how it interacts with this this combo. So they're going to special out Takatomborg and then trigger the Rubber Band Plane. That's going to summon itself to the field. And then they're going to link those off for the Rubber Band Shooter. And then they're going to activate the effect. They're going to banish Wind Pegasus to go ahead and try and reveal. They're going to chain Veiler in response, and then they're going to chain Call by the Grave. So that's going to reveal the double yo-yo as well as the Terratop. And then Halfmiss is going to randomly pick one. So they're going to go and flip tail. So they're going to add Terratop to hand. I'm pretty sure you actually want the double yo-yo in hand, since this just brings back the Terratop and it gets you an extra body on board. I suppose it just depends on the combos. I'm not super familiar with them, so I'm not going to pretend to know. But from what I've seen, getting a double yo-yo to hand there is quite good. But they get an extra normal summon anyways, so it's not too big of a deal. They're going to go ahead and trigger the Terratop this way. So this is going to add a copy of Marble Machine to the hand. And then they're going to tribute away the Takatomborg to bring out the Denden Daiko Duke. And then they're going to go and synchro off for this Charge Warrior. And then Charge Warrior gets to draw a card here. They're going to pick up another copy of Duke. And then they're going to go ahead and Duke special from hand this copy of the Party Horn Kid that they opened with. They're going to activate the effect to Excavate 2, and then they're going to add one to hand, so they're going to add a copy of Ash Blossom. And then on Resolution, it looks like Nibiru is going to be dropped. So that looks to be quite good. They knew everything in hand, I think. No, they don't know the Duke because it was drawn off Charge Warrior, and they didn't know the order. So I'm not really sure if this was to play around a specific card. I don't know if they're synchro locked yet. I actually didn't pay attention. But I suppose they could technically make Appaloosa there. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and set order and pass. And then they're going to draw another copy of Redeployment for turn. So yeah, this is just going to completely lose to order. And they can't even urgent schedule right now because they control the same number of monsters. So they're going to go ahead and Redeployment, pitch, chain order, battle phase, attack token, and then they're going to pass. So this is looking pretty good for Speedroid. They draw another copy of Ash for turn. They're going to go ahead and normal summon the Marble Machine. They're going to go and search for a Card Turbo. They're going to special summon out the Card Turbo from hand, and then they're going to synchro summon into the Chambara, actually. And then they're going to go ahead and banish to go ahead and make the Chambara gain, I believe, 800 attack? Yeah, 800. So this is going to get pretty big. So it's 2800 right now, and then at the start of the damage step, it's going to gain 200, so it's going to be crashing with the Nibiru right there. And then in graveyard, they're going to activate the Chambara effect. So they're going to go ahead and target a banished Speedroid to add it back. They're going to add back the double yo-yo. Not going to lie, I totally forgot about that effect because most people use this just as an OTK mechanism back in the day. But yeah, that's cool that I can add back the yo-yo so they can keep going right here. They're going to go ahead and pass though because they did already normal summon the Marble Machine. They draw another copy of Urgent Schedule, which is doing pretty much nothing. So they're just going to set one and pass. They draw Duplicate for turn. They're going to normal summon this copy of Yo-Yo, and then they're going to bring back the Terratop. They need to take 700 from order, but it should just be game. They're going to go ahead and Terratop to add Takatomborg, and then special attack Takatomborg to summon out Red Eye Dice from deck. They're going to modulate Terratop to level 2, and then bring out the Cork Blaster. They're going to go ahead and special summon back 2. Activate the effect of Red Eye Dice to make top level 6. They're then going to go for Shenshen, which is a cool card that this deck can play. Then battle phase, they're going to go ahead and attack with Shenshen. They're going to activate the effect to put back a monster into the graveyard. They're going to probably put back the Duke, I'd imagine. Yeah, so that they get more resource recycling here. Main phase 2, they're going to go ahead and synchro off into a Baron de Fleur, or Baron de Fleur. Somebody can correct me on pronunciation there, actually, because I'm not entirely sure if it's Baron or Barone. Somebody can let me know. They're going to go ahead and activate Fleur effect. That's going to go and pop Urgent Schedule, which will activate, but they're going to chain Ash Blossom into this. And then they're going to Duke, bring back the Party Horn Kid, and then activate the effect. That's going to go and Excavate 2. They're going to add Speed Recovery, which is a pretty phenomenal one. So that's more extension right here. They're going to Link Summon for a copy of Rubber Band Shooter, and then they're going to banish level 6. They're going to pick Juju here. So that's going to go and reveal the Magic Hound and Card Turbo. They're going to go ahead and Heads, Dog, Tails card. I like that. They're going to go ahead and grab a Card Turbo. I can't remember if they used it this turn, if they started with it, or if that was the previous turn when they went for Chambara. I think that was the last turn when they went for Chambara. I'm not sure, though. Maybe they used it this turn. They're going to go ahead and activate Recovery. It gets negated by order, so they just want it in graveyard. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot actually the order was up. I said it was going to be extender, but totally forgot order was there. But yeah, they're going to set Duplicate, and then they're going to normal summon Denendaiko Duke as an additional normal, and then pass. They draw drop of returns, so that is just all spell cards. The only monsters they drew were hand traps. Yeah, 6 spells into Io feels bad, so they're going to scoop that one up. But yeah, we got to see Speedroid pop off there. So now moving into game number 3. We're going to go ahead and see Machina go first. Their opening hand is going to be Citadel, Valor, Imprim, Gearframe, and Torrential. So this hand looks really good. It's not the same as opening redeployment since you don't get tomb names. So I'm curious as to how the combo changes. But yeah, 3 defensives, lots of good stuff here. Starter, which is nice. And then the opening hand for Speedroid going second is going to be Terratop, Speed Recovery, Droll, Wind, the Wind Channeler, and the Ash Blossom. So you're going to see the utility of Droll in this deck being like a small world kind of a gateway since it's a Wind level 1, 0 attack defense. But it's also pretty decent because they saw a lot of searching in game 1 between like Prosperity, Gearframe searches, double Gear Gigant, yeah, and redeployment as well, of course. So they're going to normal summon Gearframe first. That's going to add a copy of Spare to hand. And then they're going to go ahead and drop Droll in response to the Spare effect activating in hand to special itself. So that's going to go ahead and summon, and then it's going to send. So they're going to go ahead and send Fortress. So this cuts off Gear Gigant. So they're going to go ahead and pitch the Citadel to bring out the Fortress. And then they're going to go and summon number 27, Dreadnought Dreadnoid. So this was banished off Prosperity turn 1, but here we get to actually see it summoned. So they're machine locked due to Spare. So they can't go for like Baguska or like Dweller or anything. So yeah, this at the end of the battle phase, if it destroys the monster by battle, you can special summon a rank 10 or higher machine Xyz using this as material. And then you can also protect it from battle with card effect by detaching 1 as well. So you're going to set 2 and then pass, pretty decent. A lot of, 3 interruptions. I almost said 2, forget about the Valor right there. But yeah, 3 interruptions, and they have the Party Boat, which is just chilling here. So they're going to pick up a copy of Small World for turn. They're going to go ahead and special out the Terratop. They're going to activate the effect. That's going to pick up a copy of Takatomborg. And then they're going to special out the Takatomborg, activate the effect. That's going to go and special out the Red Eye Dice from deck. And then from here, they're going to activate Red Eye Dice to make Terratop level 2. And then they're going to synchro off into Cork Blaster. They're going to activate the effect. They're going to chain Valor in response. Fair enough. And then activate Small World next. That's going to banish Ash as well as Droll to search for Denendaiko Duke. Yeah, this Joel being in the deck makes basically anything searchable, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and banish those, and then they're going to go and pitch Duke for win, and then they're going to go ahead and add a copy of Marble Machine to hand. They did not normal summon yet, so they can go ahead and do that now. That's going to add a copy of Card Turbo to hand, and then they're going to activate the Card Turbo effect. That's going to special summon itself to the field, and then on summon, they're going to drop Torrential. This protects itself, everything else gets wiped, and then they're going to activate the effect of Citadel. So this is actually 4 interruptions, because now this gets to be on board as well. And then what can they do with a lone speed recovery? Well, they have the Duke Engrave as well, so it's not by itself. They're going to bring back the Cork Blaster, and then they're going to activate the speed recovery. That's going to bring back Card Turbo, and then they're going to link off into Rubber Band Shooter. They're going to banish the Pegasus, and then they're going to chain Impermanent Response, and that should be the end of the turn, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, they don't have like Hagoida Engrave. This can't activate right now, so that should be it. Yeah, end phase is going to pass. We're going to see a top deck redeployment, which doesn't do anything by itself. They're going to switch the party boat to attack position, and then they're going to attack for a fair amount of damage right here. And then at the end of the battle phase, they were actually going to use the Dreadnought effect, and I'm not going to lie, this is like half the reason I wanted to show off this match, because they actually go into the Magnus, Great King of the Computer, aka Super Quantum Met King Great Magnus. So it's only on 2 materials, so it's just a non-targeting spin, but this card is super cool to see. I can't believe that this is actually resolved. I can't think of a time that I've seen this card actually being activated, the Dreadnought. So yeah, really cool that this did get to bring out Magnus. Gonna go ahead and top deck a Speedroid Marble Machine. They could have just easily made Zeus, but this is funnier. I like this. They're gonna go ahead and normal summon Marble Machine. They're gonna go and add a copy of Tagatomborg right here. So they could Magnus spin, but they also have Speed Recovery Engrave, and that can add back Terratop, so they're going to hold off on it. They're going to go ahead and summon out Tagatomborg. That's going to bring out a copy of Party Horn Kid, and then they're going to activate the effect. They're going to chain to put the Marble Machine back in the deck, so this way it only has... it has no other wins, because other win monsters to excavate, so it's going to excavate 0 here. Yeah, it does check in resolution. And they're going to admit defeat. So, yeah, they already normal summon, so adding back, I guess, isn't going to do a whole ton. They could have... I guess they could have added back Card Turbo and specialed it, but they still have Machina Citadel. I still need to get used to that. They still have Citadel here, and I guess they don't know what's in hand, but we know there's redeployment, so that will be it. So yeah, Pure Machina going to be taking this one 2-1 over Speedroids. Honestly, this is a really cool match. We got to see a lot of interesting interactions, and both decks did get to pop off. So yeah, cool to see these decks. Speedroid is interesting for sure. I don't know if I plan on like picking it up, just because it seems like it's a lot of stuff to learn for a deck that I'm like not really familiar with. But it's a cool deck, and then this deck I did not expect to do as well. By the way, Happus is now 3-0 after winning this match, so they're 3-0 with Pure Machina, which is really funny. But yeah. Cool stuff, and that's going to do it for the video. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I will catch you in the next video. See you guys.